China will retaliate. And again, we saw that movie not too long ago. Yes, they will. And they are very strategic. I'm sure they already have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and E, while the United States is struggling to come up with a plan. I mean, just look what's going on in the Middle East. There is no plan. They're just throwing shit on the wall to see what sticks. You can't do that when in geopolitics, especially when it comes to, messing up billion-dollar industries. You can't go in there without any plan whatsoever. China's got something up their sleeve. I know that. They've always been known to have very strategic, right? I doubt it's the death of Chinese phones, but you're right on, the geopolitical wars are getting out of hand, and we the consumers always get screwed over. Yeah, we do. Yeah. You were close to buying a OnePlus 15. See, I think you're still good. I think you're okay buying a OnePlus 15, honestly. Because legally, there will be one, even though they're backing out of the global market, they're only going to operate in China and India. But if they still want to run an Android-based operating system, even on their phones in China and India, they still have to comply with Google Play services. Google Play services, by law, legally, they signed that document when they put Oxygen OS on the OnePlus 15. They legally have to hold up their end of the contract for their update policy. Meaning, if they're promised 5 years of updates, they have to give you 5 years of updates. And if not, Google can pull their contract from their remaining phones, and OnePlus does not want that. So if they do not update the OnePlus 15, it could be bad news for the rest of the company. That would jack up their plans in China, and because they're going to put Color OS on the remaining OnePlus phones in China and India, but Color OS is Android based. So OnePlus will still update the OnePlus 15. So I still think it's going to be a great phone moving forward. Now, will you get a ton of new features and get feature drops and all this and all that? Probably not. Let's be honest. They're probably not going to focus as much as they would on providing new software features as they would if they just continued business as usual in the United States. Of course, they're going to be pushing features. They want people to say, oh, cool, did you see that? Or they want people like me to make videos about this cool software feature. There's going to be none of that anymore. So they still will update the phone. It still will be secure, and they legally have to. But it's still a great phone. Even if you just left it as is, left the operating system as is, but just updated security, right? And then every month update security patches, and then once a year upgrade to the new version of Android, it's still going to be a phenomenal phone. I would still get it if I were you. If that's an option that you were considering, I would not get rid of that consideration. It's still a great phone, and I think you would be very, very happy with it. So you're still good with it. Yeah. I don't think that should discourage you from buying one. And I think it will be a classic phone. I've said that for the last few days. I think it will be a classic phone. Hello. All right, Reginald. I appreciate it. I will check Telegram out here once the show is done. Thank you. The OnePlus 15 is still on sale at OnePlus US website and will still get 4 years of updates. Exactly. Now, the FCC at the end of this month, see, OnePlus, even though they're not going to release a OnePlus 16 next year, or 17 or 18 in the global market, they still have stock. They still have OnePlus 15 units stacked up in a warehouse somewhere that they produced that they need out the door. They still need a profit. They still need to make money. So yeah, they're still going to sell them. But once those are all sold out, no more. Or the FCC, once this ban kicks in on April the 30th, that could potentially stop the sale of the OnePlus 15 on the US website for OnePlus. We're just going to have to wait and see. I don't know where this is going. All I know is it doesn't look good for Chinese phones. But subscribe to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel. I'm going to definitely stay on top of this story, this topic, see where this goes, and keep everybody updated. Does not look good, but yeah, they're still going to sell OnePlus 15s. I sure are, until they can't, right? Let me ask everybody, if there was a ban on Chinese phones and we owned one, would we get updates for them, or would we not get updates anymore? I thought about this last night. It's a phenomenal question, and I really appreciate you asking that. And here's the answer. I've been thinking about this for a good 12 hours. And thank you, because I should have included that in my show notes, and I didn't. I would have been kicking myself after the show because I didn't hit on this topic. The answer is I don't know. And I don't think anybody does. If somebody tells you yes, I don't think they're being honest with you. If somebody tells you no, I don't think they're being honest with you. The only real answer we can come up with right now collectively is I don't know. Because it seems like every day, every week, something is changing. Something is going on behind the scenes. Well, like I said before, it's pretty apparent the U.S. government is trying to screw China every which way under the sun on all sorts of stuff. Now, here's what you're going to be worried about. Typically, if you asked me this last week, and we knew some of this stuff, but not everything that we've talked about, I would say, yeah, you still get updates, right? And I think I just said that. But I just remembered, what if this FCC ban, they want to ban all certified electronics that were certified originally in China to be not available for sale or use in the United States. So again, does that mean all future Chinese phones will be barred from sale inside the US? Yes. But could it also mean that they cut your service? What if they go to the, like I said earlier, what if they go to the telecoms? Your SIM card, you put your SIM card in a OnePlus 15. That T-Mobile SIM card you put in your OnePlus 15, it's telling T-Mobile your IMEI, your EID, your ESN. They know what phone you're using. Have you ever put happened to me just a few months ago. You put your T-Mobile SIM in a OnePlus 15. You log on to T-Mobile website to pay your bill, do whatever you do, and it shows what phones you're using on what line. How does it know I'm using a OnePlus 15 if I didn't buy it from T-Mobile? See what I'm saying? So what if the FCC went to all three major telecoms and said, we want you, telling like a T-Mobile or Verizon or AT&T, what if the FCC said, we want you, T-Mobile, to cut service to any IMEI, to any phone that is China-based? And that's it. Boom, hit the hammer like a judge. That's it. Or else, dun dun dun. What do you think T-Mobile's going to do? They're going to cut service to any phone on their network that's Oppo, that's a Vivo, that's a Realme, that's a OnePlus, a Xiaomi. At this point, anything is possible. So, I mean, stuff's going upside down quick. So I wouldn't put it past the government to do that. And again, we get screwed. So I don't know. I have no idea. I wish I could give you an honest answer. I don't think anybody knows with this government. BXD, well, it might be on sale on their website now, but the ban on Chinese phones hadn't gone into effect yet. Yep. What about Motorola? Ooh, good question. So, very good question. Lenovo is the parent company. However, they do have a U.S. headquarters in Chicago. Now, if you go on their website, it says Motorola Mobility US. So, honestly, I don't know. Even though Lenovo owns them, damn, I don't know. And see, again, I don't think there's a right answer. We're just going to have to wait and see, because there's one or two things. I can see the government saying, well, it is Lenovo, and Lenovo is a Chinese company. Well, screw them. We're just going to cut them off. And then they get cut off, and that's it. Or I can see Motorola saying, going to the White House or Capitol Hill or wherever, and saying, pleading their case and be like, look, yeah, Lenovo is the parent company, but we're really US based. We have our headquarters in Chicago. We have executives here in Chicago, in the US. And we sell it under the Motorola Mobility US umbrella. I don't know. I can see them. I can see, and then I can see the US saying, okay, well, you can only sell, a certain model of phones or whatever's on your US website, or I don't know. I have no clue. I can see it going either way. Man, what a mess this is. If this ban does go in effect, BXD, that phone on their website might not be for sale for people in the US. No, it won't. It will not. And it's a shame. What if you're trying to buy the Motorola Signature off eBay? Does the FCC ban affect this for me buying a new phone? If you're buying a Motorola Signature off eBay, you can still do it. That would fall under a personal sale, meaning you're not buying it from Motorola on eBay. You would be buying it from Joe Dirt in India. See what I'm saying? It would be like classified as like a personal sale, right? Like a aftermarket sale, because they're not the original seller of that UPC, of that product, right? So you would still be okay. The only potential issue, as I mentioned before, we'll have to see where this goes, because what if the FCC says we want to cut all Chinese phones on all these telecoms, on all of our US telecoms? Could happen. But the chances of that are probably, honestly, they're probably small. But again, at this point, I think anything's possible. Again, I don't know. Just whatever you purchase, make sure you have a decent return window. And you can always sell it on the aftermarket. Well, shit, if they cut service to it, it's gonna be hard to sell. But I don't know. I just don't know. It will possibly affect Motorola if that's a Chinese built phone and it gets banned, put into play. Yep. Yeah. Will it be around? Will it be ways around it? Because I really want to get the phone right now. I don't have a phone. My phone went out on me about a month and a half ago. I was hoping to get Motorola Signature. If you really want it, get it. Honestly, I don't think at this point, if you're gonna buy, if you had plans to buy a phone, a Chinese-based phone, I would get it before the ban happens, right? And my only concern is, again, what if the FCC cuts all telecoms to Chinese-based IMEIs, right? So I would say get it now and before the ban really kicks in. Because you won't have that opportunity in the future, and I don't know how long this is going to last. Probably up until who is out of the White House. Whenever somebody new comes in, they'll probably wipe all this away with a clean slate, right? At least I hope so. At least I hope so. But we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know what the hell is going on at this point. Yeah. Not much you can do. If there's a federal ban, it's for good. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, you should still be good. I think you'll be all right. What's going on, Daniel? I like the, oh, you're talking about OnePlus or the Signature? Probably Sandstorm. Just remember, OnePlus 15, the black and the sandstone is different color. I mean, is different materials, right? Different materials. Black is cool. I got black on the OnePlus 15, and I got black on the Motorola Signature. Just look really freaking nice. Yeah. Right. Motorola Mobility. I'm not surprised at these Chinese companies getting screwed over. When Huawei got screwed over, it was the beginning of the end. And that was a while ago. And they've done okay. They've survived. You know, and they might, I don't know, some other, of course, they got Google Play services got pulled from them too. Now, if this FCC ban does go in effect, companies like Oppo, companies like Xiaomi will still have Google Play services afforded to them, meaning they'll still have the opportunity to have Google Play services on their devices. They just can't sell them over here. So they'll be able to sell the, I don't know, Oppo Find X9 Ultra in China with, well, I don't know. They're weird like that over there with Google Play services. In fact, I'm not going to misspeak because I do know it is kind of iffy, but they should have Google Play services available for them on their devices, just not being sold over here. I'm not so sure this would mean for the Chinese version, since global version all goes through FCC approval testing. I know for sure my Xiaomi 17 Ultra does. It's easy to find in the settings. Yeah, but we're talking about future, like on April the 30th. So if you have a Xiaomi 17 Ultra, you're using it right now, good for you. You're lucky. But we're talking about future. So if you go down in the description, there's a link, show notes. Click that. It'll pull up 4 articles that I reviewed here, and I'm not sure when you joined us, but there's a number of things that are going to screw these phones. Ramageddon, the price of RAM soaring high. The FCC ban on all Chinese electronics and or smartphones. Those 2 things alone are going to screw them. Now, Digital Chat Station and Ice Universe, the 2 biggest leakers, essentially phone leakers of information, upcoming products, both of them said this week they've got word from insiders, people inside these companies, Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi, that they are all considering taking a break on manufacturing Ultra devices, their flagship devices. They're just not going to make them for the next 3 years. Now, not specifically because of the US, because of the US ban. Let's face it, they don't sell that many here. But all that does go into play a little bit. That mainly has to do to the rising cost in RAM. It's just too expensive to manufacture an Ultra phone today, right? And we went over the reasons why Apple can still do it and they'll survive this. The reasons why Google, right? Samsung, but anybody else may be screwed. Even nothing, right? You've seen them have to raise the cost of their phones. Well, once you get past $1,500, not for nothing, but I'm talking going back to the Chinese smartphones, the flagships, it's not worth it at that point. That's why Digital Chat Station and Ice Universe said that they're just going to take a 3-year break on making Ultra phones. They'll just sell budget phones and mid-range phones. So I think we're going to have to start getting used to this, unfortunately. Does not look good. I got to get out of here. You hate when the federal government... Yes, I do too, don't you? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I'm glad I have Samsung. It was made in Korea. Yeah, and they can afford the memory. They make it. So Samsung will be A-okay. You can just ride off to the sunset with a Samsung phone. From here on out, you'll be just fine. Again, Google, they'll be fine. They're gonna ride this wave out, and Apple will be fine too. Apple just secured the next 3 years of RAM prices and memory prices from Samsung. So no matter if the price goes to 20x on the memory, Apple is locked in to a specific dollar amount on each specific memory size for their iPhones, for their iPads, for their MacBooks for the next 3 years. Very smart thing Apple did. So they'll be fine. But everybody else, not looking so good. Meanwhile, in Canada, 50,000 EVs are going to be on sale this year, increasing every year for the next 3 years. I could do a whole show on electric vehicles, Canada, China, the US. It's a complete joke that what's going on with those. I don't know. Well, I do understand it, and it's just a load of shit, honestly. These Chinese EVs are freaking badass. You know what I want to get is a Xiaomi electric vehicle. The SU7 is awesome. It's insane. It blows Tesla. All these Chinese EVs make Tesla look like a piece of shit. Let's be honest. They charge and like you can charge this new Xiaomi car like faster than what you can charge your phone. Like think about that. And it takes a Tesla like hours to charge. You can charge this new Xiaomi phone in like 30 minutes or 45 minutes. It's crazy. And they last twice as long, the distance. And then get this, they're like half the price. They're the fastest thing on the road. It's like, I didn't want to get started, damn it. Maybe we'll do a show on that sometime soon because I really get worked up thinking about that stuff. I wish they were available here, and of course they're not. I'm curious. Require price increase to the tariffs that use the Chinese. What another joke, man. Still hadn't come out. It's been like a year and a half. Thinking you can hold your hand over your butt for that Trump phone. I know. I got a OnePlus 15. I'm now planning to buy the iQOO 15 Ultra. These two phones are my favorite. I would do it now. Definitely do it by the end of the month because the way things are going, like I mentioned earlier, here in 2.5 weeks, it might not be possible. Wow. Yeah, I want one. I might have to pull the trigger on one here in the next couple of weeks. I want to get my X9 Pro that I've always wanted. Plus, if it gets banned here, the prices on eBay on the aftermarket are going to skyrocket because they know people like you and I that are trying to get our hands on one. Well, now we're going to have to pay more, honestly. So in the OnePlus 15, probably going to go up a little bit. I don't know about it on the US website. Well, if that ban takes in effect, they won't be able to sell them. So yeah, if you're interested, I would get one now. I would definitely get one now. Look, guys, I absolutely gotta get out of here. I really, really appreciate the time. I wish I could go through the remaining. I'm sure you hear my phone blow up. I wish I could go through the remaining comments. I really enjoy spending time with you all and talking technology and discussing everything that's going on in the world of technology. But life's calling, and I gotta roll. But appreciate the time. Thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel because I'm gonna stay on this, and I'll be sure to update everybody with what's going on with these Chinese electronics, Chinese phones. If they're gonna get banned, if the FCC is gonna force the U.S. telecoms to cut service to all Chinese IMEIs, I'll stay on top of this for everybody. So I really appreciate it. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the weekend. Please stay safe, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.